Hello and welcome to the next video on transportation problem. So in this video we are going to discuss about a transportation problem, and there are two stages in getting a solution for a transportation problem. First is IBFS and second is moving towards optimality. And in this video, so we are going to see what is a transportation problem, its structures, then how to get IBFS, that is initial basic feasible solution for a transportation problem. And regarding the optimality for the transportation problem, so we'll see in the next video. Okay, so this is a typical transportation problem. Now the question is we need to find the IBFS, initial basic feasible solution for the given transportation problem. So the IBFS stands for initial basic feasible solution. Okay. Now this is the structure of the transportation problem. Okay. Now you have factories. So let us take F1, F2, F3 and so on as factories. Now there are 4 such factories with a production of 40, 30, 20 and 10 units respectively for all the 4 factories. So these are the available. Now from the warehouses, so these are warehouses, W1 to 5 are warehouses. Now warehouse 1 requires the 30 unit of a product, warehouse 2 requires a 30 units of product, similarly warehouse 3 15, warehouse 4 20, warehouse 5 5. Now the cell value indicates here, that is in the cell 1, 1 indicates here. So this is, that is F1 W1, this cell, if you take this cell, so it is indicated as 7 1. That is, to move a product from the factory 1 to the warehouse 1, the cost incurred is 7 cost units or 7 rupees as given in the question. 7 rupees. 7 rupees. Now from the same factory, if you want to move from the factory, the same factory to the warehouse 2, it will be 6 rupees. Now to the third warehouse it will be 4, 5 and 9 so on to various warehouses. Similarly, if you take the second warehouses, so if you move a product from the second factory, sorry, not warehouse, factory. If you move a product from the second factory to the warehouses 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, so these are the costs. That is, from the factory 1 to warehouse 3, the cost is 6 rupees. Similarly, third, fourth. Now these are the available units of a product from each of the factories. It may be a per day or per week or per month. So let us take generalize it as an available. So from the factory 1, the available product is 40, factory 2 30, factory 3 20, factory 4 10. Now the demand from the warehouses, for the first warehouses, so there is a requirement of, there is a demand of 30. For the second warehouse it is 30 again. For the third warehouse it is 15. For the fourth 20. For the fifth warehouse 15. Now the question is we need to optimize this thing. That is, we need to satisfy the supply as well as demand. So let us take, this is the supply and this is the demand for the warehouses, supply from the various factories. So we need to satisfy the demand, this is supply and this demand and supply, such a way that the transportation cost is minimum. Okay. So shipping a unit from n factories to n warehouses, it may occur a cost unit. So we need to reduce the transportation cost. That is the objective of this transportation problem. So the objective is, we need to minimize the transportation cost such a way that the supply and demand are satisfied. So before solving this problem, so we need to check whether the summation of the demand and supply are equal. So let us take the summation of availability. So it will be 40 plus 30 plus 20 plus 10. So this amounts to 70 90, 100 units. If we take the summation of the requirement, so it will be 30 plus 15 plus 20 plus 5. So this amounts to 60, 75, 95, 100. Yes. So the summation of the availability or demand is matching with the summation of the summation of the requirement. Okay. So this is the supply, this is the demand, these are equal. If the demand and supply are equal, then it is said to be a balanced transportation problem. So if this is met, this is said to be a balanced transportation problem. So this is called as a balanced one. Balanced TP, transportation problem. Okay. So keep in mind, for a balanced transportation problem, the summation of the demand and supply or the summation of the available and the requirement should be equal. That is here. If it is not so, which is called as an unbalanced one, so to compensate for the shortage of demand and supply, so we need to add dummy rows and columns as like our assignment problem. So that we'll discuss in the next video. So let us take only the balanced transportation problem, where the summation of the available and the summation of the requirement are same. Like in the transportation problem, the first stage is getting IBFS, that is initial basic feasible solution. There are different methods by which we can get IBFS. So one is northwest corner method, row minimum method, column minimum method, least cost method, Vogel's approximation method. So we have 5 different methods of getting IBFS, that is initial basic feasible solution in a transportation problem. This IBFS is said to be the first stage in the transportation problem, and second stage is getting optimal solution for the transportation problem. So first stage is IBFS and second stage is getting optimal solution. Okay. Now let us discuss this one by one. So this is the first stage in the transportation problem, right? Now to get IBFS, the first method is called as northwest corner method. Northwest corner method. Now in the northwest corner method, for the given matrix, you have a given matrix, look for the northwest corner. Now this is said to be the northwest, that is cell 1, 1, this one. So this one is said to be the northwest. So this is the northwest corner of the given matrix. Now look for the values in the corresponding column and corresponding row. Now if you go down in the first column, so you have 30, and if you move along that row, you have 40. So compare 30 with 40, whichever is lesser can be allocated here. That is, in the given matrix, cell 1, 1, that is 7 is said to be the northwest corner. Take the corresponding column and corresponding row. Now in that column, 30 is the value here, along that row 40. Now compare 30 with 40, whichever is lesser can be allocated here. So 30 is the lesser, so which is completely allocated here. Then out of 40, 30 has been allocated, so which means I left with 10 resources. Now in the first column, the 30 is entirely allocated to the first cell itself, which means, so this vanishes. First column vanishes. Now you left with this. This as the remaining matrix. This is the remaining matrix. Now in the remaining matrix, northwest corner is cell 1, 2. First row, second column. First row, second column. So this is said to be the northwest corner. Now as in the previous case, look for the corresponding column. You have value as 30. Look in the corresponding row, you have 10. So whichever is lesser should be allocated, which means 10 can be allocated here. So this vanishes in that column. After allocating 10, you left with 20. You left with 20. Since the first row is completely allocated, 30 in the first cell, 10 in the second cell, which means this row vanishes. This row vanishes. Now you left with this. You left with this as the remaining matrix. Remaining matrix. Now in the remaining matrix, northwest corner is cell 2, 2. Cell 2, 2, that is which has the cost of 5. This is the northwest corner. Now in the corresponding column, we have value as 20. Along that row, you have value as 30. Compare 30 with 20. So 20 is lesser, which can be allocated completely here. Then along the row, after allocating 20 in the cell 2, 2, so remaining is 10. Now here the second column, in the second column, all the 30 has been allocated. That is 10 here, remaining 20 here, which means this also vanishes. Now you left with this. You left with this as the matrix now. Now the northwest corner for this matrix, after striking off the first row and column 2 and 3, we left with this. Therefore, among this remaining matrix or pending matrix, northwest corner is, this is the northwest corner. Now if you look at the column, we have 15. Along that row, we have 10. So if we compare 10 with 15, 10 is the least. So the 10 can be allocated here. And after allocating 10, I left with 5 in the third column. Now in the second row, the total of 30 is allocated, 20 here and 10 here. Therefore, this also vanishes. Now I left with this as the remaining matrix. Now the northwest corner is, this is the northwest corner. Now compare 5 and 20. 5 is the least, which means that can be allocated. So since column 3 is completely allocated, 10 and 5 here, so this vanishes. Now after allocating 5 here, I left with 15 in the third row. Now you have this as the remaining matrix. Northwest corner is, this is the northwest corner. Now compare 20 here and 15 here. So least is 15 can be allocated. You strike off this and I left with 5 in the fourth column. Now if you look at the third column, out of 20, 5 and 15 are allocated here, which means fourth column also vanishes. Now I left with this as the remaining matrix. Northwest corner is the northwest corner. So least is, you have to compare 5 with 10. So least is, smallest is 5. I can allocate. Now the fourth column vanishes. Then I left with 5 here. Now at last I have this cell which has a cost of 6. Now that is the only cell, that is the only northwest corner. Now if we compare 5 and 5, yeah, it can be allocated. After allocating the resources, row wise as well as column wise, you have to verify whether the original values are allocated in the corresponding rows and columns. So you have to satisfy, you have to verify that row column restrictions are not violated. Now you can check first row 30 plus 40, for the first row 30 plus 10, it is 40 original value. So first row done. Now in the second row 20 plus 10, yeah, originally it was 30. Done. Now in the third row, 5 plus 15, it is 20 originally. So this is also done. Now in the last row, we have 5 plus 5, it was 10. So row wise it is satisfying. Next we move on to column. So first column we have 30, only allocation is 30. So yes, originally it is 30. Done. Now in the second column we have 10 plus 20, it is 30 originally. So it is also done. Now in the third column, 10 plus 5, it is 15 in total. Yes, we have 15, it was originally. So third column also done. Fourth column, 15 plus 5, 20 here. Yeah, satisfying. Now in the last column, 5, yes, it is done. So after allocating the row, the values in the row and column to the corresponding cell, you have to check row wise as well as column wise, it is satisfying. So this is how we need to allocate by northwest corner method. Now we need to find the transportation cost. We need to find the transportation cost. Now transportation cost is given like this. Is given by. So you need to check for the allocation. You need to check for the cost of the allocation cell. So cost of the allocation cell is 7 is the allocated cell value. So cost in the cell 1, 1 we have allocation. So where the cost of that cell is 7 and number of allocation is 30. So which means 7 into 30. That is cell 1, 1 the cost is 7 here and allocation is 30. So 7 into 30. Now if you move on to the next cell, it is cell 1, 2 cost is 6. Cost is 6. And the allocation is 10. So which means 6 into 10. Then next allocation is not in the first row, we have second row where the cost is 5. So cost is 5. 5 and total allocation is 20. Now next allocation is here cell 2, 3. So the cost is 6. Number of allocation is 10. Now next allocation is here, that is cell 3, 3. Cell 3, 3. So where the cost is 9, number of allocation is 5. And next is we have this one. So where the cost is 6 with allocation is 15. And next we have cell 4, 4 where the cost is 8, number of allocation is 5. And last we have 6 into 5. Now you have to add this. Get the total transportation cost as 635 cost units. What is the meaning of cost units? If the cell value indicates 1 rupee, then this will be 635. If the cell value indicates thousands of rupees, then this will be 635 thousands rupees. In that way, so we can say like, so transportation cost by northwest corner method is 635 cost units. So next method is called as row minimum method. So in the by row minimum method, so we have to first take the first row and we need to look for the least cost in the first row. Minimum value in the first row. So the minimum value in the first row is 4. First row is 4. Now you have to look for the corresponding values in the column as well as in the row. So that is first take the first row, look for the least value, that is minimum in the row. Then you have to verify the demand and supply, that is corresponding values in the column as well as in the row. So if you verify that one, so 15 is the least one, 15 is the least one, so that can be entirely allocated here. So which means this column, that is column 3, will vanish, and in the first row after allocating 15 we left with 25. Then again in the same first row So we need to look for the next least cost. We need to look for the next least cost. Why? Because the row is not vanished. The row is, we have taken the first row, but the first row is still not vanished. So we left with 7, 6, 5, 9 as the element in the first row. Therefore, after allocating 15 in this cell, column is vanished but not the row. Therefore, we need to look for the next least cost. So after 4, we have 5 as the least cost. We have 5 as, so look for that column, we have 20. Look for that row, we have 25. So if we compare 25 with 20, the least is 20, which means that can be allocated here. Again, this column, that is 4th column, vanishes. After allocating 25, we left with 5. And again, first row is not vanished. First row is not vanished. Still we have 7, 6, 9 as the value. So among 7, 6 and 9, least is 6. Least is 6. So go to that column, we have 30. And along that row we have 5. So whichever is lesser, 5. So 5 can be allocated here. After allocating 5, so this will, that is column 2 will become 25. Whereas row 1 is vanished now. Row 1 is vanished now. After vanishing, after cutting off first row, let us go to the second row. Now in the second row, we have elements 8, 5, that is cost 8, 5 and 8 again. So the least cost is 5, which means I need to allocate the cell here. So go to that column, we have 25. If you move along that row, we have 30. If we compare 25 with 30, so 25 is the least can be allocated. So this, that is second column, vanishes, whereas the second row, after allocating 25, we left with 5 here. Still we have 8 and 8. 8 and 8 as the cell. So there is no rule to break the tie here. So by row minima method, so there is no, if we have two identical values in the cell, there is no rule to break the, there is no rule to break the tie. So let us arbitrarily select this as the allocated cell, which means we have 5 here, we can be allocated. So this results in vanishing second row. Then after allocating 5, we left with 25 here. So row 1 vanishes, row 2 vanishes. Next, row 3. In the row 3, we have 6 and 5 as the element. So least value or minimum value in the third row is 5. So I need to allocate here. So you have to compare the corresponding value in that column, 5. Along that row we have 25. 5 is the least, allocate 5. So again this column vanishes. Now this will become 15. And again we left with only one cell, 6. That is the least. Therefore, so this is selected. So if we compare this, if we compare the demand and supply along that cell, that is 15 in that row, 25 here, which means I can allocate 15 here, and after allocating 15 I left with 10, and 15 has been allocated fully, and this also vanishes. Now entire row 3 vanishes. Now in the fourth row, so we left all the 7, 7, 8, and 6 are already vanished. So I left with only one cell, that is cell 4, 1, fourth row, first column. So which is with the cost unit of 5. So if you look here, 10 and 10, which means 10 can be allocated. So this also vanishes. As we said in the previous case, like after allocating the row, demand and supply among the rows, so we need to verify the values. That is, first row 5 plus 15, 20 plus 20, 40, original value 40. Yes, done. Now in the second row 5 plus 25, 30, original it is 30. Yes, done. Now in the third row, 15 plus 5, 20. Originally it was 20. Then in the last row, 10. Yes, it is done. Now we need to verify the column. So 5 plus 15, 20 plus 10, 30. Yes, done. Now in the second column, 5 plus 25, 30. Originally it was 30. Correct. Now in the third column, 15. Yes, done. Now in the fourth column, 20. It was done. Now in the last column, 5. So in this way, we have to allocate by row minimum method. That is, we need to take the first row, look for the least value, minimum value in that row, check the corresponding row values in the row and column, allocate. So till that row is vanished, so you have to select the next minimum, In that way, you have to vanish first row, second row, and so on. Now the transportation cost by this method. Yes, and that is 6 is the cost, number of allocation is 5, that is here 6 into 5. Next is 4 into 15. 4 into 15. Next we have 5 into 20, this one. Next we have 8 into 5, this one. Next we have 5 into 25. Next we have 6 into 15. Next we have 5 into 5 here. Next we have 5 into 10. So after computing this, the cost will be 520 cost units by transportation, by row minimum method. So by row minimum method, the transportation cost is 520 cost units. Next method is column minimum method. So this method is similar to row minimum method, wherein we need to take the columns, first column, second column, instead of first row, second rows as we did in the row minimum method. Now let us take the first column. In the first column, we have cell values as 7, 8, 6 and 5. So among this, the least is 5. So which means I need to allocate here. So we need to check this thing, 30, and the corresponding row we have 10 here. So if I compare 30 with 10, 10 is the least that can be allocated, and this will become 20, which means last row vanishes. And again, first column is still there. It is not vanished. Therefore, we need to look for the next minimum. That is 7, 8, 6. So the minimum is 6. So I need to allocate here. So if I compare along that row 20, along that column we have 20, which means I can allocate 20. This results in vanishing the first column as well as the third row, because 20, if I try to justify the allocation to this cell, that is 6, so we have 20 along the row and 20 along the column. So this results in vanishing the third row as well as the first column. Next we need to move on to the second column. Now in the second column we have already this is vanished. So we have 6 and 5. So the least value is 5. Now if we verify the cell value corresponding that row and that column, we have again 30, a similar value, which means 30 can be allocated. So this results in vanishing the second row as well as the second column. So if I justify 5 here, I have 30 and 30, so both are vanishing. Now in the next column, we have 4 alone. We have 4 alone. So if I try to compare the corresponding row and column value, I have 15 here and 40 here. So 15 can be allocated. So this will vanish, that is third column will vanish, and after allocating 15, it will be 25 here. Next move on to the next column, fourth column. I have only one value, so one cell, 5 alone. So if I try to compare 20 here, so this results in vanishing the fourth column, and I left with 5 alone. Now in the last column, only one cell, 9. You can verify 5 and 5 here. So at last, everything is done. Next, we need to verify the row column distribution. That is 15 plus 20, 35 plus 5, 40 originally, yes, done. Second row, 30, yes, 30 was in original. And third row we have 20, yes, done. Now in the fourth row we have 10, yes, it is done. Now in the column wise, first column 20 plus 10, 30, done. Now in the second column 30 alone, done. Now in the third column 15 alone, yes, done. Now in the next column 20, yes, done. Here 5. So after this, I need to find the transportation cost by this method. Transportation cost by this method. So like in the previous cases, so we have allocation here, here, here. So in that way, I need to take that one. So 4 is the cost. The number of allocation is 15. Next we have 5 is the cost. Number of allocation is 20. Next we have 9 is the cost. Number of allocation, the allocation is 5. Now in the second row, we have 5 as the cost with number of allocation is 30. And next we have fourth row, 6 is the cost with the number of allocation is 20. And next we have 5, that is the last row, 5 with allocation as 50. The transportation cost will be 525 cost units. So transportation cost by column minimum method is 525. So next method is least cost method. So by this method, in the given matrix, you have to look for the least value among the given cells in the given matrix. Like, so we have 7, 6, 4, 5, 9 in the first row, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8 in the second row, 6, 8, 9, 6, 5 in the next row, 5, 7, 7, 8, 6 in the next row. So in that way, we have a combination of numbers. Among this, we need to look for the least value, that is least cost in the given matrix. So if you verify this, or if you check this, 4 is the least cost, which means I need to allocate here first. That is 7, 6, 4. If you start from here, row wise, 4 is the least. 4 is the least. So I need to allocate here. Like in the previous method, so we need to verify the corresponding values in the column as well as in the row. That is, if you compare 40 with 15, so I need to allocate 15 here, which means the entire third column vanishes and this will become 25. Now again, we need to look for the next least cost. So the next least cost is 5 here, another 5 here, another 5 here, another 5 here. and there is no rule to break this tie. Therefore, let us arbitrarily select this, or this. Anything can be selected. So let me select this. Once again I am saying, so by least cost method, if there are two similar value occurs in two different cells, there is no specific rule to break that tie. So let us take this. Now I am going to compare the corresponding value in the column as 20, corresponding value in that row 25, which means I can allocate 20. So this results in vanishing fourth column, and this will become 5. Now next 5 is here. So let me arbitrarily select this. Okay, let me arbitrarily select this. So we have 5 here, 5 here, 5 here. So there are 3 5s here, here, here. So I'm taking, because there is no rule to break the tie. So if I compare, I have 30 and 30 here. So I'll allocate this, results in vanishing second column, also the second row. Now next least cost is one more 5 here. So let me allocate here. So I'm comparing 5 with 20. So 5 has been allocated, results in vanishing the last column, and I left with 15 in the third row. Now next least cost is here 5 again. So I'm comparing 30 with 10 as in the previous case. So 10 results in vanishing the last row. I left with 20 here. Now if you look at the matrix here, except 7 and 6, remaining cells are either allocated or vanishing. That corresponding row or columns are vanishing. I left with 7 and 6. So you have to verify the least cost among this. Least cost is obviously 6. Therefore, this should be allocated, which means if I compare 20 with 15, I have 15 results in vanishing this particular row. I left with 5 here, and last is only one cell, that is 70. I can allocate, and let me vanish this as well as this. After allocating, so I need to verify the total number of allocation that should match with the original values in the demand and supply. 5 plus 15, 20 plus 20, 40, yes. Second row 30, yes. Third row 15 plus 5, 20, original was. Last row 10, yes. And first column 5 plus 15, 20 plus 10, 30, yes, it was. Next we have 30 in the second column, yes. Next third 15 in the third. Next I have 20 here, then next I have 5 here, then. So we need to verify the demand with the supply, whether it has been allocated in all the rows and columns. After this, we need to find the transportation cost. We need to find the transportation cost. 510 cost units. So therefore, transportation cost by least cost method is 510 cost units. The next and last method of finding IBFS is Vogel's approximation method. Now by this method, in each of the rows as well as in each of the column, we need to look for the least cost and next least cost. That is, now in the first row, least cost is 4, next least cost is 5. The difference between these two is taken here as 1. So let me put it in a bracket. Now in the second row, so the least cost is 5, next least cost is 6, the difference is 1 again. Now in the third row, least cost is 5, next least cost is 6, again it is 1. Now in the last row, least cost is 5, next least cost is 6, again it is 1 here. Now in the column wise, Now in the column wise, least cost is 5, next least cost is 6. So the difference is 1 again. Here the least cost is 5, the next least cost is 6, again 1 here. Now here the least cost is 4, next least cost is 6, the difference is 2. Now here the least cost is 5, the next least cost is 6, difference is 1 again. Now here the least cost is 5, next least cost is 6 and difference is 1 again. So for each of the row, we need to get the difference between the least cost and next least cost. Similarly, in each of the column, we need to get the difference between least cost and next least cost. Now these are termed as penalty. These are termed as penalty. So row wise we have penalty here, as well as column wise we have penalty here. Among the penalty, we need to take this one. So among the penalty, this is the greatest penalty. So the greatest penalty may be either in column wise or maybe in a row. Now here we have 1, 1, 1, 1 everywhere except here where the penalty is 2. Therefore, we select this third column first. Next, in the third column, in this column, we need to look for the least cost. That is, greatest penalty is in the third column. So now put an arrow mark and move along that column. Look for the least cost. So least cost is 4, which means I need to allocate here. The resource should be allocated here. Now again in the previous method, so corresponding to this column, we have 15 is the minimum value. Along that row we have 40, which means the whichever is lesser, 15 has been allocated. So which means third column vanishes, and after allocating 15, so we left with 25 here. Now this is the first iteration. Now in the second iteration, so we have 7, 6, 4 has been struck off, 7, 6, 5, 9, 8, 5, 7, 8 second row, 6, 8, 6, 5 third row, and so on. Now again, we need to check the difference between the least cost and next least cost. Now if we check in the first row, 5 is the least cost because 4 has been struck off. Now the least cost is 5. The next least cost is 6. So 5 and 6, again 1 here. Now here, second row, 5 is the least cost. Next least cost is 7 because 6 has been struck off. So 5 difference 7. So now it is 2 here. Earlier it was 1. Now it is 2. Now in the third row, least cost is 5. Next least cost is 6. So there is no such change. Last row 5 and 6, again 1 here. Now move to the column. So after finishing or after finding the new difference between the least cost and next least cost, after striking off this column, so we have only one change here, whereas this remains, the difference remains same. Now in the first column, so since the column 1 is not struck off, 5 and 6 remain same. I mean the least cost, next cost remains same. Therefore we have 1 here. That is difference between 6 and 5. 1 here. Second column, the difference is 5 and 6, again 1 here. Third column has been struck off. Fourth column, 5 and 6, 1 here. Fifth column, 5 and 6, 1 here. So this has been struck off. So now if you look at the penalty, 1, 2, 1, 1 in the row wise, 1, 1, 1, 1 in the column. Therefore greatest penalty corresponds to second row. I need to move along that row. Earlier it was column, now it is row, second row with the greatest penalty. Now if you move along the second row, the least cost is 5, which means I need to allocate here. Now consider the values. Along that column 30, along that row also 30. Therefore I can allocate 30 here, strike off this, 30 here, I can strike off this, which means second column vanishes, also second row also vanishes after selecting this. Now I left with 7, 5, 9 in the first row. Second row vanishes. This has been struck off. That is 6, 5 in the third row. 5, 8, 6 in the last row. Again we need to find the difference between the least cost and next least cost. Let us move from the first row. So first row least cost is 5, next least cost is 7. Therefore, new penalty for the first row is 2. Now second row vanished. Third row 5 and 6, it remains same. Fourth row 5 and 6, it remains same. Now in the column 5 and 6, it remains same. This vanishes, this vanishes. Now in the fourth column we have 5 and 6, again 1 is the difference, no change. Now in the last column again 5 and 6. Now we have, this has been struck off, 1, 1, 1 in the column, 1, 1 in the 2, 1, 1, 2 in the row, which means I need to select this now. Now this corresponds to first row. Least cost is 5 here. I need to allocate. Now if you verify the column 20, if you verify the row, it is 25. Whichever is lesser, which means I can allocate 20 here. So this results in vanishing the fourth column. Then after allocating 20, now it will become 5. Now again, first row 7 and 9, the difference will be, now the difference will be 2. This vanished. 6 and 5, again 1. 5 and 6, again 1. Now in the column, we have 5 and 6 remains same. This second column, third column and the fourth column vanishes, and we have the last column, that is 6, 5, 9. Again it remains 1. So we have 1, 1 in the column, 1, 1, 2 in the row, which means I need to select this again. So if you move along the first row, the least cost is 7, fix it. So 30 in that column, 5 in that row, which means I can allocate 5, whichever is least. I can use that logic. Strike off this as well. Now after allocating 5 here, this will become 25. Now first row vanished, second row vanished. Now third row we have 5 and 6 with the difference as 1. Fourth row 5 and 6 with the difference as 1 again. Now in the column wise we have 5 and 6, again same. And if you look at the second column, third column, fourth column already vanished. So we have 5 and 6. So which means we have 1 again, 1, 1, 1. There are 4 ones. So that is how to break the tie here. Now if it is so, means you have to move along that particular row or particular column and look for the least cost. That is, the penalty here is 1. You have to move along that row, 5 is the least cost. Now here 1 is the penalty. If you move along, again 5 is the least cost in this cell. Now if you look at the column wise, the same 1 is the difference penalty. If you move along, you have this as the least cost. Similarly here, this is the least cost. Again, if identical cell occurs, that is, there is only one rule to break the tie. If the penalty is same, move along the row or column and you have to get the least cost. But I am getting two least costs, either in this place or in this place, which means either I can select this one to satisfy this, or to this one to satisfy this. If I am selecting here, I can justify this is my selection or this is my selection. So here there is no rule to break the tie. So let me arbitrarily choose this. So least cost is 5, which means I can allocate here. So minimum is 5, can be done, and vanishes, and it will become 15 now. It will become 15 now. Now again, first row vanishes, second row vanishes, third row we have got just only one element, so therefore that is taken as penalty. That is taken as penalty. 6. Fourth row we have only one element, 5, therefore that will be taken as penalty. Now in the column, this fifth column, fourth column, third, second are vanished. Only 5 and 6 remains, which means 1 is remaining. So we have 1 in the column penalty, row penalty 6 and 5. So the maximum is 6. I need to move along this, and if you move along this, there is only one cell, which means I need to allocate here. So in that row I have 25, sorry, in that column I have 25, along the row 15, so whichever is lesser I can allocate here. So this vanishes. Now this will become 10 now, after allocating 15, 10 now. I have only one cell. If you get the penalty, it will be 5 here, it will be 5 again here. Okay. Now there is only one cell. If you check 10 here, 10 here, satisfying in that way, it can be allocated. So this is how we need to do by VAM, that is Vogel's approximation method, by allocating the resources to reduce the transportation cost. So after allocating the cells, again we need to verify 5 plus 15, 20 plus 20, originally it was 40, done. Here 30, yes, done. 15 plus 5, originally it was 20, done. 10, yes, it was 10. Now in the column wise, 5, 15, 20 plus 10, 30, done. Now here 30, done. 15, done. 20, it is done. Then 5, it is done. Okay. So after this, what we need to do? We need to find the transportation cost. We need to get the transportation cost. The transportation cost will be 510 cost units. You can say in terms of rupees or thousands of rupees and so on. If we compare, you'll get different values for different methods. So the same problem by Northwest Corner method, 635 cost units. By row minimum method, 520. By Vogel's column minimum method is 525. The least cost method 510. Vogel's approximation method, again we are having 10 as the value. Thank you for watching my video. We'll meet in the next video with some other content. Thank you.